Hi everyone. So today I want to talk about how to quiet your mind, give yourself quiet peace in your head. So it's interesting because what happens is that when our mind is super full and we do something creative like that moment, it's interesting how our mind calms down. So creative tasks kind of give us that space to do that, takes our mind from what's bothering us and goes to the other side where we're doing something else that's making us not so overoccupied with the issue at hand. So what I want to say is that try to think of things that bring you calm and that's creative, and see how that helps you when your mind is so full and that you can't find solutions. And yet when you do that, right, when your mind is calm, you create stillness in your head, right? You're making space for new things, new ideas, solutions, new perspective, because we get caught up in so much of what's happening around us that we can't really even quiet our minds, and we can't even think straight because we're so busy and running and doing things that we never even have that opportunity. So we kind of have to sit down and physically, like with ourselves, and write on the computer or think about whatever you do to really in tune with your mind and understand what's going on. And that's really important, and I think it's a process you have to do every day. It's not like I do it once today and that's it. I think it's most likely a lifetime process, in my opinion. You do it every day and have to repeat it again. It's like a rinse and repeat thing, because there's always something happening. There's going to be things that will bother you throughout the day, because you can get up in the morning, things are going good, and all of a sudden something comes up. Now your brain is fully preoccupied and you can't think straight, you have no ideas, you can't concentrate, right? So shifting that over to doing something creative could stop that, right? Then a couple hours later, something else happens again, you need to refocus. But then when you need to get a creative idea and you need a new solution and you need to bring in new ideas to the table while you're working or for whatever you're doing, you can't think straight because you're so overwhelmed with the noise. So what I want you to do is, as your journaling task, or just for yourself, like an idea, even if you don't like to journal, just even think about it. But I do like journaling, especially with a pen and paper. That works for me. And I think that's for many people, but other ways you feel comfortable, that's also fine. So write down things that you want, creative things basically, that you want to do more of, that you think will help you, or you know that is helping you. You don't even have time for it, so you're not doing them, that can really quiet your mind. And then, of course, bring you new ideas and solutions. And you'll be surprised that you're like, well, I couldn't even think of it. The solution was so easy. Why didn't I think about it yesterday? This idea that I had, like today, it's so much easier. Because you're kind of constantly going into your mind and you're like, stop, let me do this. And then all of a sudden you drift away and you're in this magic world in your own head. And then you're coming up with a solution. So I want you to try this out. And it helps. I do this with my students, so I know it helps. It's just a matter of work and kind of training yourself. And making the time actually is also another thing, because a lot of us are very busy with whatever we have to do. We don't always have the time to do something creative and like giving our mind like that peace. But if you could maybe even find a couple of minutes a day to do something really small, you'll be surprised that it works. So try it out. I hope this tip helped you, and definitely use it as your journaling entry. All the things that I discuss on my podcast basically is like a journal topic in a way. That's how I talk about it. And it's a tip plus a journal entry that you can do for yourself and think about it further and make yourself a goal of like doing this for a couple of days, one day, a week, a month, like a different challenges you can do. This you can do maybe like once a week, like set out like a list of things that you can do for that week that are creative to do when you feel stressed, or you can do it daily. It all depends. I mean, I don't want to give you hard rules for this. There's no point. Everyone has their own schedule in life, but it would help if you do it consistently. So this way you can like go back and see if you did it. Be on top of it, really. That's, I think, why it's important to do it on a consistent basis, and then you're kind of accountable to yourself, and then you see the results, and then you want to do this. So I hope this helped. Hopefully you can bring some quiet to your mind and from all the noise, and get refreshed, and to take on the next activity and go to the next activity. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.